What is going on, SoFi fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I just want to go point blank why SoFi is going up and why right now is a good time to buy in, plain and simple. Before I get into any of that, making sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe is always greatly appreciated. With that though, let's get right to it. Live tickers going at the very bottom, up almost 6%, 34 million for volume. So definitely a very heavy volume day. 4.6 million shares being purchased by institutions on the secondary market, which is always a very good sign. But straight to the point, we are going up because in reality, I think this is one of the first times in a very long time the market is acting very rational. So I think this is a little bit more of a different thing. We don't know how to act. We're very caught off guard that SoFi is up almost 6%. So that's a very big deal. Oil's been going down quite a lot. So as you can see, the WTI is almost at $82, give or take. So I think a lot of things right now are starting to normalize. So with that though, interest rates are still going up. So that's something you really need to factor in. And Canada, so I do live in Canada, and typically we announce our earnings roughly about 3 weeks before the Americans. So obviously the Americans is where the big money is. That's where SoFi is. That's where everyone cares about. But when it comes down to Canada, we recently increased it 75 basis points, which is basically in line with what the Americans are thinking about doing. So as you can see, even on this chart, it is very aggressive going up. And like I've always said for the longest time, you need to invest in SoFi right now because of the raising interest rates. Any company that is currently inside the financial sector when interest rates go up always massively flourish. So that's something, again, like I've always said, you need to invest now because the market is acting very rational, which Anthony has also said on previous occasions as well, that the market is just acting very weird. Traditional banks typically have been normal, so things have been going up with interest rates for the most part, given the circumstances. But SoFi, unfortunately, there's just been a huge level of fear. And as of over the last couple of days, it started to normalize. So that's something you need to keep in mind. It does look like on the 21st, right here, this is when the next interest rate decision coming from the States is. Obviously, like I said, similar to what Canada is, it's going to be roughly about the 75 basis points. And as long as SoFi does continue to pay roughly about the 2% APY to customers, they're going to be making so much more money. So Q3 is going to look amazing. Q4 is going to look even better. And like I already said, given the circumstances of where SoFi is, most likely it is going to be in the first half of 2023. They potentially could be debt-free. So that's my own 2 cents on that. Keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence. So I think given the circumstances, the next couple earnings are going to be huge catalysts, huge reasons why you need to buy, because like I already said, even comparison with traditional banks to SoFi offers 2% APY. They're just kicking off marketing campaigns right now, so going to bring in a whole new level of customers in that regard, whereas traditional banks just charge roughly about 0.6%. So typically, yeah, right now traditional banks are making a little bit more money, but SoFi is gaining customers. So that's going to be so much better than making so much initial profit right now. So that's my own 2 cents on that as well. But outside of this though, like I already said, institutions are buying pretty heavily on the secondary market and also on the dark pool. So this is all the transactions from the dark pool just today alone. So clearly, as usual, institutions are buying the dips. So that's my own 2 cents. I always find a lot of relevance looking at what big money is doing, and right now they're definitely buying the dip. And despite them actually passing the reverse stock split in the shareholder meeting, I don't see us getting below the $5 mark at all. So that's how I interpret and I see things. Looking on the actual technicals though, things are looking very good. So despite stochastic being very oversold for right here, things are starting to look up. So we do see that deviation, so black line above the red, showing a nice bullish trend is wanting to form. Momentum number, retail investors are getting in, so it's a little bit more safer to buy over the last couple of days. So I think things and the environment is changing. Hopefully this should be the start of something good. Keep in mind, CPI data is coming right around the corner on the 13th. That's something you just need to factor in. But I think right now SoFi is a steal of a deal at these prices. I've been adding this whole time. I did get my average down to, I believe it is $7.50, somewhere around there. I'm extremely happy with that. So I think long term, I'm going to make a lot of money on that. So that's my own 2 cents. I'm a very big fan of SoFi, but keep in mind, this is just for entertainment purposes only. So make sure you guys do your own due diligence. If you have been buying during the fives, if you were lucky enough to catch that, give yourself a shout out in the comments below. But I'm very excited about this, and especially over the last couple of days, things are starting to normalize. So with rising interest rates, as bad as that is for the broader market and for consumers, it is very, very good for SoFi. I think a lot of people just don't think about that. People just think about so much fear in the market, and they get caught up too much with the media. Like I've always said, especially if you do follow my channel and subscribe and all that fun jazz, I pay attention to what's happening behind the scenes, not the initial media where Jim Cramer is saying sell SoFi and buy oil or whatever it is, which typically he should be down roughly about 40% if that was the case. He was saying to buy oil when it was around 120. So it's a little bit more backwards. Do not listen to the media. Trust your gut. Do your own due diligence. And everything is telling me, even with interest rates, possibly even what Powell is saying, going to the 4% range and continuing so until 2023, just to obviously make sure inflation does not surge again. Obviously, that's going to benefit SoFi significantly. So that's my own 2 cents on that. Let me know your thoughts on SoFi in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and subscribe is always greatly appreciated. And if you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With that said though, I appreciate you guys watching, and let's all make a lot of money on SoFi.